Rise and reach for the stars, Geminis. Okay, don't. No, really. You should rise and reach for the stars. No. Ha! Who am I? Who am I? I'm a Gemini. Okay, y'all, I just have to poke fun at you. I have some really dear friends that are Geminis, and here's how I know. I just sit at their houses and I do this. I just watch them. Well, their ideas and their communication. It comes and it goes and it goes and it comes and it's up and it's down and it's back. I love you guys. So I'm just poking a little bit of fun at you because I'm Bernadette and I am here for the Gemini Tarot reading for the beautiful month of February 2021. And your spirit animal and tarot card for this month is Alligator, which is the Page of Cups. Now, for those of you just joining me, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. And I am the creator and channel of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck, award-winning, history-making, yak, yak, yak. And that's the deck I read from. The tarot part of it is based on the Rider-Waite system. And so we're just gonna deep dive in for your reading today because there's a lot to unpack for a month of love. There really is. Now, when we're talking about the Suit of Cups, we're really talking about you know, in some manner, the least mature, so to speak, at least with emotions of you know, of the tarot suits. And so now you're adding the Page of Cups. You're adding that it's alligator, a water animal, and then you take a look at what's happening for you in, you know, in the solar system, in the planets, and it makes really good sense why alligator is going to show up for you, because that is a spirit animal that really does appear a lot to people when they are going through times of great emotional healing. And so sometimes, you know, Gemini, you don't really like to feel pinned down, right? You like to have a lot of freedom to come and go and flow this way and flow that way. And it might overwhelm you, like the idea of delving deep and dealing with emotional issues. But this is the month to do that, because honestly, if you'll just dip your toe in the water a little bit, yeah, you know, okay, maybe, that's cold. But if you'll just commit and take the plunge, you'll be so relieved at what healing and what things transpire for you, you know, during the month of February for this 2021. So, you know, like you, alligators, they're very social creatures, and they place a great deal of value on connection within your group. Now, you prefer intellectual connection, right? Mind to mind, but you don't always go deep. And so rather than just exchanging kind of off the cuff communication, you know, just surfacey kinds of things, don't freak out when people want to get to know you on a deeper level. And don't freak out when you want to get to know another person on a deeper level. Now, the Page of Cups is going to tie into this because the Page of Cups is all about, well, in the traditional Rider-Waite meanings, it's really all about understanding. Like if you take a look at where this page is standing, and the page, just so you know, it can be a male or a female, or it really can be any gender, whatever gender you identify with. And it shows that the page is on a stage, right? So what that really tells us is whatever you're going through mentally, it's not real. It's a psychological process, but it's not an actual event. It's kind of like a show that you put on in your own mind. And what that means for you for this reading is that any of your fears that you're having about diving deep with people or going, you know, into those places that might kind of freak you out a little bit, because to Gemini, it feels like you're being trapped or you're being pigeonholed. It's not actually happening. You're worried that it will happen. And so you make up these things, you know, if I say or do this, then this or this will happen. That's not true. So again, dip your toe in all the water that's swirling around you for this month. Now, this ties in perfectly with the Page of Cups tarot card, because if you take a look at the fish that are coming out of the golden chalice, that's all about like bursting to the surface with all these great ideas and all this great fresh energy that you just know is going to work. And so again, I'm going to go back to, please remember through this month, Gemini, that what you think is going to happen is not going to happen. Meaning, whatever you think that's negative, it's just not going to happen. Really, if you focus on the positive, then that's going to be a much more likely scenario for you this month. Now, because a lot of activity takes place in the sign of Aquarius, and that appeals to your nature, again, remember, Aquarius is the water bearer, and like Alligator, reminds you, just kind of blend your ideas with your heart, which you sometimes tend to keep separated, and anything that you're moving forward with is going to go great for you. Now, Gemini, your ruling planet is Mercury. Okay, it's in retrograde until the 20th of this month, so your desires and my ideas, you may have to percolate on that for a little while before it really takes off in the direction you want. So try not to be a Gemini. And I understand that I'm painting with a wide brush, and I understand that you have a rising sign and you have a moon sign and a sun sign, and I get all of that. I totally get that. And not every Gemini is the same. But at our core, we are the animal that is our sign. And because I believe that humans can be spirit animals because we are animals, you're always going to deliver. You're always going to see things and feel things and hear things through the lens of who you are at your basic core. And for you, those are twins. So now we've got the duality, we've got the back and forth, we've got mirror images of each other, maybe. They are in that Zodiac, when we take a look at Zodiac signs and their symbols and that kind of thing. But that's not to say that that's going to discount twins that don't look exactly alike. I believe they're called fraternal twins, right? So know that the twin symbolism is always going to contain a duality of some kind. So try to use this month as an incubator for your ideas and communication rather than seeing it as a launching pad. You're not ready to launch right yet, but very, very soon you will be. Now, let's say that you have something, some kind of breakthrough idea came through to you, and it absolutely will this month. Well, because of this particular reading, it's really a call for you to face the deeper emotions of what you've been pushing under a rug. Meaning, you may have wanted to start this thing or do this thing for a long time, but you just, let's say that thinking about it causes you anxiety, or you get angry for whatever reason, or even like a giddy emotion. It's really important for you to face those deeper emotions, because that way Alligator can help you channel the emotions through your creativity and intellect, using your gifts of writing, using your gifts of, maybe you bake, maybe you are an engineer, maybe you are a mathematician. I mean, it could be anything, but whatever you have to write or do sacred scribing for, or you mold, or you speak, that's Page of Cups and Alligator. They're going to help you understand your own inner workings. And how that dovetails back to the great ideas is, on the 13th, your ruling planet Mercury is between Venus and Jupiter in Aquarius, and that means your larger dreams and aspirations are probably tempting you now, especially in love. Romance, and when it comes to your desire for travel and exploration, those are all things that are on your mind, but the timing isn't perfect yet because you've got emotions that are blocking you from moving forward, and you're being asked by Spirit to take a look at those emotions, either what's helping you move forward, and really, grab a hold of that and embrace it, but be honest with yourself about what that is. For instance, let's say you're going through a divorce, or you're at the start of a divorce or a breakup of some kind, whether from a job, a person, or whatever. And you're just like, oh, I cannot wait to get out of this. And then you start to feel all excited because of how you project that you're going to feel once you're out of this. It's more important to take a step back and figure out and deal with and heal or make friends with what the negativity is regarding that relationship of any kind, so that when you move forward into the beauty of all this inspiration of, and it will become beautiful at some point, your breakup, hopefully, that you can embrace that fully, that you can just have it fill you in every nook and cranny and corner and space inside of you, and it be almost a pure kind of thing, like pure spring water, if I could say that. So just remain patient. From the 15th onward, Mercury is between Jupiter and Saturn, and you may feel like you're on a bit of a roller coaster ride, but it's, again, it's because you're being called to just embrace the taking the look at and making mature decisions about why you feel the way you feel. And that's not just to the negative, that's also to the positive, right? Okay, so, this is an expansion, and your desire for freedom is, it's very, it's any animal. No animal wants to be trapped. No animal wants to be caged. And humans, by and large, are just like that, really deep within the core of our being. But in particular for you, you just can't handle it. And so whatever you want to achieve, wherever you want to go, I got to tell you, it's the time for self-discipline. And for you, Gemini, your zodiac sign, self-discipline is just really not a word that you love. So maybe you could look at it as, okay, well, if I do this, it's like a treat, right? If I spend time doing this, or I achieve this, or I get to here, then I've honored myself and I've treated myself. I've given myself a Christmas, Easter, Kwanzaa, birthday, Valentine's, et al. Gift that I'm very grateful for. So maybe if you could come to see self-discipline in that manner, rather than that word that we tell ourselves, those words we tell ourselves, oh, I just need to buckle down and do this. I need to have the self-discipline to do this. I need to XYZ. That's never going to work for you. So find the verbiage, find the phrasing, find the idea that's going to work for you, Gemini, because at your most evolved, holy guacamole, Gemini is just, you guys are the healing, you guys are the healing ointment of this world when it comes to being just tremendous communicators. You just seem to know the right thing to say at the right time, every time, when you're more evolved. When you are a little less mature, at whatever point you are in your life, you can be 95 years old, 105 years old, and just, you can be like a 12-year-old, which in some ways is great, right? That whole child within thing. But in other ways, you're like, how did this person make it to this age? And they're still blurting out that kind of stuff, or they still think that kind of way. Like, really? So, really at your core, Gemini, you're a truth seeker. And so just this month, because of the love of this month, which will translate into self-love, it's really, really time for you to take a good, deep look into self and just start that ascension. What's so cool about it, although it will feel a little bit uncomfortable, that ascension, oh my gosh, you're just going to see the value of that, and you're going to reap the rewards and benefit of that almost immediately. People on a spiritual path, seekers, they're always trying to make these big quantum leaps, Well, I think that I'm in this place now, my ideas, my emotions, my beliefs, my whatever, but I really want to be here organically. And they take off like a bottle rocket. And that, that's when you get the dark night of the soul. That's when you get spiritual awakenings and Kundalini awakenings that will rock your world, but not necessarily in a positive way. Slow and steady wins this race, just like a gentle stream, right? Not like a crazy, over the top rushing waterfall. Let's not make it like that. One step at a time, Gemini. All right. So just a couple of other things. Page of Cups really is a card about forging deep, abiding relationships. And that can mean in whatever way you want them. That could even mean getting a pet. That could mean so many different things. So whatever relationships you're very focused on or want to be focused on, this tarot reading for you it's just perfect for what you want to achieve. And just a couple of more things about alligator as a spirit animal. You know, they've got a really unique ability to be above the surface and then hold their breath long enough under the surface to get what they need or what they want or get to where they're going. They also have a very thick skin, really thick skin. So as you're moving toward all this, what I'm hearing from Spirit is it's important for you not to beat up on yourself, to have a thick skin from your own judgments towards self, and to just, you know, in times that you feel like you're going under, just take a big deep breath and trust that you'll be able to hold your breath long enough that you'll be safe and everything will be fine, because eventually you'll be like the fish in the Page of Cups card, and you'll burst to the surface, you'll breach the surface, you'll take that big cleansing breath, and everything will be great. So I hope that's helpful. Gemini, that is your tarot card reading for February 2021. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and always keep reaching for the stars. See you next month.